DVD reviews. Here we go. The first review is the movie Cuban Fury with Nick Frost, Rashida Jones, Chris O'Dowd, and Ian McShane. I haven't seen it. Here's a quick summary about it. Beneath Bruce Garrett, Nick Frost, underconfident, out-of-shape exterior, the passionate beating heart of a salsa king lays dormant. Only one woman, his smart, funny and gorgeous new boss, Julia Rashida Jones, can reignite his Latin fire, but she's way out of his league. With expert Lothario, an alpha male office nemesis, Drew, Chris O'Dowd, in rapid pursuit can Bruce's loyal sister, Olivia Colman, childhood dance mentor, Ian McShane, and crazy new amateur salsa pal, Kane Novak, help him unshackle his dancing beast, regain his long-lost fury, and claim the love of his life. That's Cuban Fury. Here's the disc. The next one is the new Pierce Brosnan movie. It's called A Long Way Down. It's based on a book by Nick Hornby, who did A Better Boy, High Fidelity. Have you even seen it? Here's a quick summary of this one too. Life is looking up. New Year's Eve on the top of a London skyscraper. Martin Brosnan is literally on the edge. A once beloved TV personality is now desperate to jump, but he's not alone. Single mother Maureen, Colette, sassy teen Jess, Boots, and musician turned pizza delivery boy JJ, Paul, have all turned up on the same roof with the same plan. Instead of jumping, these complete strangers make a pact to stay alive and stay together until Valentine's Day at least. That's A Long Way Down. Here's the disc. My next one is X-Men Days of Future Past. X-Men Days of Future Past is based on the fictional X-Men characters appearing on Marvel Comics and on the 1981 Uncanny X-Men storyline Days of Future Past by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Directed by Bryan Singer, it's the seventh film in the X-Men film series and the third X-Men film directed by Singer after 2000's X-Men and 2003's X2. The Ultimate X-Men ensemble fights a war for the survival of the species across two time periods in X-Men Days of Future Past. The characters from the original X-Men film trilogy join forces with their younger selves from X-Men First Class in an epic battle that must change the past to save our future. That's X-Men Days of Future Past. Here's the disc. My next one is the Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore. My next one is not The Wedding Singer 3. It's not 50 First Dates 2. It's Blended. Here's the review. Blended marks the third comedy collaboration between Blended marks the third comedy collaboration between stars Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, following their successful on-screen pairings in the hit romantic comedies 50 First Dates and The Wedding Singer. After a disastrous blind date, single parents Lauren Barrymore and Jim Sandler agree on only one thing. They never want to see each other again. But when they each sign up separately for a fabulous family vacation with their kids, they are all stuck sharing a suite at a luxurious African safari resort for a week. That's splendid. Let's go on. My next one is the Lego Movie. Haven't seen it as a synopsis. The reviews say awesome. Vivian Virgil, Reels channel. The first ever full-length theatrical Lego movie follows Emmett, Chris Pratt, an ordinary rules-following, perfectly average Lego minifigure who is mistakenly identified as the most extraordinary person and the key to saving the world. He is drafted into a fellowship of strangers on an epic quest to stop an evil tyrant, a journey for which Emmett is hopelessly and hilariously unprepared. That's the Lego Movie. Is the disc. This movie features the song Everything is Awesome, which is quite catchy. The next one is Veronica Mars the movie with Kristen Bell. Here's the synopsis. On the eve of graduating law school, Veronica Mars has put Neptune and her amateur sleuthing days behind her. While interviewing at high-end New York law firms, Veronica Mars gets a call from her ex-boyfriend Logan, who has been accused of murder. Veronica heads back to Neptune just to help Logan find an attorney, but when things don't seem right with how Logan's case is perceived and handled, Veronica finds herself being pulled back into a life she thought she had left behind. That's Veronica Mars the movie. It's the disc. The next movie is The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio. This movie is directed by Baz Luhrmann. Here's a quick synopsis about it. It's the spring of 1922 in New York City, a decadent playground of shifting morals, glittering jazz, bootleg empires, and skyrocketing stocks. Chasing the American dream, would-be writer Nick Calloway, Golden Globe nominee Tobey Maguire, arrives from the Midwest, only to land next door to Great Gatsby, three-time Oscar nominee Leonardo DiCaprio, a mysterious millionaire whose estate overflows with endless parties. As Nick's beautiful cousin Daisy, Oscar nominee Carey Mulligan, and her blue-blooded husband Tom Buchanan, Joel Edgerton, fall into Gatsby's orbit. Nick bears witness to a tragedy of impossible love and incorruptible dreams. Based on F. Scott Fitzgerald's timeless epic, The Great Gatsby mirrors the struggles of modern times in a dazzling visual journey from the mind of Baz Luhrmann, director of the Oscar-winning Moulin Rouge. That's The Great Gatsby. Is the disc. My next Leonardo DiCaprio movie is The Wolf of Wall Street. This one he did with director Martin Scorsese. Here's a synopsis. Sex, money, power, drugs. Brace yourself for an outrageous true story from legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese that critics are calling a masterpiece for a new generation. Leonardo DiCaprio delivers the best performance of his career as a young stockbroker hungry for fame and glory in New York City, where corruption is king and more is never enough. His name was Jordan Belfort, but soon the world would know him by a different name, The Wolf of Wall Street. Together, Scorsese and DiCaprio deliver a story of American excess that is an absolute blast from start to finish. That's The Wolf of Wall Street. Is that this? My next movie is the Zac Efron movie, That Awkward Moment. Haven't seen it? Here's a quick synopsis. Every relationship has that so moment. For a guy like Jason, Zac Efron, that's where things always end. He's firmly committed to non-commitment, but the marriage of his friend Michael B. Jordan, falls apart. Jason takes it as proof that the single life is for the better. To get Mikey back in the game, Jason enlists him and drinking buddy Daniel Miles Teller to take a shared vow. Together they'll stay single as long as humanly possible. Then along comes Ellie, Imogen Poots, the unpredictable, unforgettable one-night hookup who changes all the rules. Despite all his instincts, Jason just can't let her go. And his status is about to get very complicated. This movie is called That Awkward Moment, or here in Australia it's called Are We Officially Dating? Is the disc. The next one is Walk of Shame, with Elizabeth Banks and James Marsden. Is a synopsis. The outrageous comedy Walk of Shame stars Elizabeth Banks as a resourceful reporter whose one-night stand with a handsome stranger leaves her stranded the next morning in downtown Los Angeles without a phone, car, ID or money, and only 8 hours before the most important job interview of her career. That's the movie called Walk of Shame. Is the disc. The next movie is the Kevin Costner movie called 3 Days to Kill. Here's the synopsis. A dangerous international spy is determined to give up his high-stakes life to finally build a closer relationship with his estranged wife and daughter, whom he's previously kept at arm's length, to keep out of danger. But first he must complete one last mission, even if it means juggling the two toughest assignments yet: hunting down the world's most ruthless terrorists and looking after his teenage daughter for the first time in 10 years while his wife is out of town. That's a movie called 3 Days to Kill. Is the disc. My next Kevin Costner one is called Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Here's a synopsis about this one. While working as a junior analyst for the CIA's Covert Intelligence Office, Jack Ryan inadvertently uncovers evidence of an imminent terrorist attack. With no intelligence to verify his discovery, Ryan is promoted to field agent and sent to Moscow to continue his investigation, where he soon encounters Victor Cherin, an enigmatic businessman at the center of a plot to cripple the global economy. That's Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Is the disc. My next one is Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. His synopsis. With the 70s behind him, San Diego's top-rated newsman, Brian Burgundy, Will Ferrell, returns to the news desk in Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Also back for more are Ron's co-anchor and wife, Veronica Corningstone, Christina Applegate, weatherman Britt Tamlin, Steve Carell, man on the street Brian Fantana, Paul Rudd, and sports guy Champ Kine, David Keckner. All of whom won't make it easy to stay classy while taking New York's first 24-hour news channel by storm. That's Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. My last pile starts with my Australian ones. First is Mental with Tony Collette. Its synopsis. From the director of Muriel's Wedding, PJ Hogan and star Tony Collette reunite in original comedy with heart. The mutual girls are certain they all suffer from some kind of undiagnosed mental illness. Because if they're not crazy, then they're just unpopular. Their mother, Shirley, Rebecca Gibney, unable to cope with her demanding daughters and unsupported by her philandering politician husband, Barry, Anthony LaPaglia, suffers a nervous breakdown. After Barry commits his wife to a mental hospital, telling his constituents that she's on holiday, he finds himself alone with 5 teenage girls he barely knows. Desperate, he impulsively picks up a hitchhiker named Shaz Colette and installs her in his home as nanny to his daughters. That's mental. Is the disc. My next one is Kath and Kimderella, the movie, based on Kath and Kim, the TV show. Pack your bum bag, neck pillow, designer knockoffs, and tummy ease, and take off with the foxy morons of Fountain Lakes for a jet-set adventure that will create international headlines and cause diplomatic headaches. This could be the scandal that brings down the EU. The gang all head to the exotic yet not at all affluent kingdom of Papilloma on Italy's heel, where a shoppy princess gets the royal wedding she always dreamed about. A certain hornbag gets bedazzled and duped by an unscrupulous king and his petulant page. And a dark and mysterious secret finally comes out of the closet. A huge box office smash, this globe-trotting movie takes your favourite television characters and gives them the big screen treatment they deserve. Imagine Kath in surround sound, Kim in widescreen, printed with subtitles and sharing Technicolor. Tweet Street and all aboard for a ritzy fairy tale of fashion, passion, and revolution. That's Kath and Kim, the movie. That's Kath and Kimderella, the movie. My last Australian one is Goddess, with Martha Sabansky, Lord Michelle Kelly, and Ronan Keating. His synopsis. In rural Tasmania, former singer Elspeth Dickens spends her days wrangling mischievous 3-year-old twins while awaiting erratic visits from her whale-saving husband James. Elspeth is feeling increasingly isolated, so to help them stay in contact, James gives her a webcam. However, reception isn't up to speed in the Southern Ocean, and with James rarely in contact, Elspeth decides to use the webcam to connect her to the world her way, through song. She installs the camera in her kitchen and starts performing her sync songs for the net. Unbeknownst to Elspeth, her performances go viral, and soon she is a cyber sensation. And when a Sydney advertising agency comes calling, asking her to be the face of the International Goddess campaign, the world is suddenly her oyster. But while Elspeth has finally found a voice of her own, her other life as a domestic goddess is still pressing. Can she be both a star and a mum? Or will there be a song and dance about it? That's Goddess. Is the disc. My next one is The Big Wedding with Robert De Niro. The next one is The Big Wedding with Robert De Niro, Diane Keaton, Susan Sarandon, Ben Barnes, Katherine Heigl, Robin Williams. His synopsis. Say I do to the most romantic and hilarious comedy of the year from the writer of The Bucket List. With an all-star cast led by Diane Keaton, Robert De Niro, Susan Sarandon, Robin Williams, Katherine Heigl, Amanda Seyfried, and Topher Grace, The Big Wedding is an uproarious romantic comedy about a charmingly modern family trying to survive a weekend wedding celebration that has the potential to become a full-blown family fiasco. To the amusement of the adult children and friends, long-divorced couple Don and Ellie Griffin, De Niro and Keaton are once again forced to play the happy couple for the sake of their adopted son's wedding. And after his ultra-conservative biological mother unexpectedly decides to fly halfway across the world to attend. With all the wedding guests looking on, the Griffins are hilariously forced to confront their past, present, and future, and hopefully avoid killing each other in the process. That's the big wedding. Is the disc. My second last one is The Guilt Trip with Barbra Streisand and Seth Rogen. This is synopsis. 3,000 miles, 8 days, 1 month on a road trip. Andy Brewster, Seth Rogen, is about to embark on the road trip of a lifetime. And who better to accompany him than his overbearing mother, Joyce, Barbra Streisand. After deciding to start his adventure with a quick visit at Mom's, Andy's guilted into bringing her along for the ride. Across 3,000 miles of ever-changing landscape, he is constantly aggravated by her antics. But over time, he comes to realize that their lives have more in common than he originally thought. His mother's advice might end up being exactly what he needs. That's the guilt trip. Is the disc. The last movie is Parental Guidance with Bette Midler, Billy Crystal, Marissa Tomei, Tom Everett Scott. Here it is. His synopsis. Here come the grandparents, there go the rules. Billy Crystal, Bette Midler, and Marissa Tomei prove that laughter is relative in this hilarious comedy that's fun for the whole family. Old school grandparents Artie, Crystal, and Diane Midler get more than they bargained for when they get stuck babysitting their type A daughters' overprotected kids. But things go from hectic to hysterical when Artie realizes that our kids are running the house with their newfangled technology by playing by his own rules, which include sugary snacks, old-fashioned games, and tough love. Artie manages to outsmart the kids and achieve the impossible, bring the family closer together. That's Parental Guidance. This is this. The movies I reviewed today are Parental Guidance, The Guilt Trip, The Big Wedding, Goddess, Kath and Kimderella, the movie, Mental, Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, 3 Days to Kill, Walk of Shame, That Awkward Moment, or Are We Officially Dating? The Wolf of Wall Street, The Great Gatsby, Veronica Mars, the movie, The Lego Movie, Blended, X-Men Days of Future Past, A Long Way Down, and Cuban Fury. I'm the J-Man saying thanks for watching my channel, and if you like any of my reviews, leave a comment down below to say if you want to see any more videos. Till then, have a good night. Peace out!